Assembly components using the constraint tool, mate constraint. When we choose the mate constraint, what we're going to do is we're going to select a planar face, an axis or a point, and make a component with another one that is coincident with those two, so those faces match up. Let's take a look. So I got two parts here. I'm going to go up to Constraint in my relationships. I'm going to choose in the Assembly tab, I'm going to choose the mate type. I'm going to come over here to Selection 1. I'm going to select on an object, and I am just going to spin this around a little bit. I'm going to pick on this surface over here as my first selection. You can see it jumps over to selection number 2. I'm going to bring it back to another view, and I'm going to pick on this surface over here. You see those two arrowheads are pointing at each other. So when I pick, boink, it mates up the two. I'm going to hit apply, and now what I'm going to do is, you can see I'm still a little off here. You can see how my objects don't quite line up. So I'm going to do another. So I'm going to come over here and choose a first set, and I'm going to choose this side, and now it's jumped over the second selection, and I'm going to pick on this side, and you can see how my object is fit in there better. Okay, and I'll apply. I'm going to go back to my home tab, and you can see my part is mated up in there. And now I could have came in here and did an offset. So I came in here and said I want an offset of 10, let's say. And so let's undo that a little bit here. Let's go back and redo that one. So, all right. So I go up to Constraint. I choose my type. I'll choose my selection. So I'm just going to spin around. I'll select this one first, and I'll spin around, and I'll say I want an offset of 10. So now when I put them together, there's 10 units across from each other. All right, so I can apply that, and I can also say, all right, so I want to go and do this one again. I want to pick on this surface here, and I also want to pick on this surface right there, move them together, I'll apply it, and I'll spin that around so we can see it. And you can see that we've offsetted between this face and this face a units of 10 millimeters. We have two different solutions. I've been using the mate solution. You can see how the two arrowheads point in opposite directions. We could also go with the flush solution. So let's go and cancel this and undo, and just try that one out. So now we go up to Constraint. I'm going to choose the flush solution. I'm going to pick on my first. I'll come over here and pick on this one first. I'll come back. I'll pick on this one second. And you can see that both arrowheads point in the same direction. So it gives me a different look to the object. So you can see here both arrows are pointing in the same direction, so they are flush. As were before, they were mating up against each other. So we have two types of solutions. We have selection. We can pick one face and pick another face. We could also do edges. And we're also using the type, which is the mate, and we can use an offset if we want. Over here is our pick part first. That's when we have a very complicated drawing, and it's hard to select different objects. So we can go ahead and we can pick the component that we're working on, and then pick the element of the component to apply the constraint. So that's only if it's really busy. All right, so we're placing the mate constraint. So our mate type is in the assembly.